Good morning. Welcome to a productive 5 a.m. morning routine. Today's going to be a work from home day, so let's get ready to do a quick lift. Today's going to be a lower body day, so I'm going to make sure to definitely warm up, even though I really don't like to. But especially with lifting in the morning, like first thing in the morning, things are still waking up, and I noticed that, my body's a lot more tight, not as strong yet. So getting in some dynamic stretches and quick body weight movements really help with waking up the body. And I'm going to be doing 3 workouts. We're going to do a Bulgarian split squat for now with no weight because I suck at this. Still trying to figure out form and balance. So if you see bad form, I'm working on it. Doing some good mornings to target the hamstrings and to wake up and say good morning. And then I think I put glute bridge on here, but I do hip thrusts for my glutes. Right now, I have the dumbbells a little weird, as you guys can see, just because the other way makes it a little uncomfortable because of how wide the weights are. So trying this out just as a way for it to be a little bit more comfortable for me. And one thing I like to do every day, and especially in the mornings when I work from home since I have a little bit more time, is to have some chia water. This helps with gut, and I never realized how little fiber I have, so trying to work on that with some chia water. Good morning. It is now almost 6:30, and don't work until 8, so for the rest of the morning, I think I'm gonna journal. I'm not too hungry right now, and I'm waiting for Justin, my fiance, to get back and we could have breakfast together. I'll make him something when he gets here. So first journal, and then do my side hustle. So that's either working on my YouTube or working on my friends' businesses' social medias, which I help them with their YouTube and then their shorts content. Today I'll be working on my friend's business and their content, so that's that. I mean, I'm also filming, but and then I'll have breakfast and then we get to work. But I did just want to chat with you guys a little bit, like face to face, not voiceover. But as someone who doesn't really like the daylight savings time change, I think changing back, or like this time ending daylight savings time, I really like it, just because I was so good at a 6 a.m. wake up. I think that was pretty normal for me. I think that was slightly, depending on the nights, if I didn't get a good night's sleep, 6 might be a little too early, but 6 was like a good baseline wake up time. I've tried waking up earlier, like 5:30 or 5, even 5:45, just to incrementally wake up earlier, because I noticed with my new job and commuting more and working 8 to 5 instead of 9 to 5, that I just didn't have as much time after work, and I didn't really want to have to do too much after work when my brain is literally dead. And then, a long commute sometimes can take up to an hour, 15 minutes. I'm just brain dead. And I realized, I tried to move things to before work, like workouts and all of that, but I could not wake up earlier than 6. And 6 is waking up for me to get ready and leave. So I've tried for a long time to just wake up at 5:45. And then hopefully wake up at 5:30, and then hopefully wake up at 5:15, and then hopefully wake up at 5. And then I couldn't even hit 5:45. And I've tried for weeks. But with the time change, waking up at 6, body-wise, is actually waking up at 5. So now I'm a 5 a.m. wake up. I am gonna keep it as so, hopefully, which means I do have to sleep earlier, like 9 instead of 10. But I'm really enjoying it so far. It's been a couple days. It's Wednesday, so it's only been like 2 days technically. But then Monday, I woke up at 5 a.m., which felt like me to 6. and then same with the rest of the couple days. So I'm really liking that so far, and I'm really glad that that happened, because it's been great so far. I keep saying that, but yeah, I'm really glad about that, and I'm gonna try to keep that as much as possible, because it's really nice getting to get all my workout done, or like my work done in the morning, and do things for me first thing. And it kind of feels like I'm prioritizing myself, because it's the first thing I do when I wake up. And then after work, getting to just relax and not think about too much when I'm just way too tired to do anything. I mean, of course, we might still do things, like more fun things, like social things, or going out to eat, or whatever, obviously. But like any personal growth things are basically done in the morning. And I love that. With that said, I get a journal. And in terms of journaling, I don't like do morning pages or anything. I don't really have any kind of prompt that I follow or anything, but in the morning I like just planning my day out. And then if I have things I want to work through in terms of like logistically, like today I'm going to the movies, I'm having dinner, should I have dinner out, should I have, like, I just like mapping things out if I need to, just to let go of all the mental clutter for the day and just be a little bit more fresh in the mind. So I do that all in here. This is my like a one-stop shop. I literally have only one journal planner for everything, and it's all in here, and I love it. So let's do that. And as I mentioned previously, I just like to get any thoughts or planning or anything I need to get out of my mind down on paper. Kind of like morning pages, but I feel like morning pages require an amount of pages, or there's like a time span or time limit that you have to hit. I just do as I feel and what I feel like I need. Okay, I'm getting hungry. Justin is on his way home, so let's take a break from this and have breakfast. So I'm gonna have some oatmeal. This is just rolled oats, quick cook rolled oats with a little bit of cinnamon and brown sugar. And then I have these apples cooked in a little bit of maple syrup, and cinnamon as well. So I'm gonna have this with some sausages for protein, and then some cheese for some fat. For Justin, I'm making eggs and the sausage. So for breakfast, I used to be very, very protein heavy, sausages, cottage cheese, eggs, but I've been realizing without any fiber, that is messing with the digestion. So I've been having some sausages with a small serving of oatmeal with apples and some other fruits like berries when I have any. And gotta start the day with some ASMR coffee making. Alright, so I basically finished all my side hustle stuff. As you saw, I had breakfast, made my coffee, and now it is 7:52 and I'm gonna have to start work soon. So that was basically my work from home morning routine, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for our in-office morning routine. Good morning again for an in-office day. Wish this was another super productive morning, but I had a rough sleep. So energy is pretty low this morning. So here's a low energy morning routine. Starting off with some stretches just to move the body and loosen up from like sleeping all night. And just really getting into the habit of movement in the morning, even if it's just some stretching. And then again, a staple of my morning routine, one thing I do almost every morning is journal. Again, this just really helps me have a guide or plan for the rest of the day. Sometimes I do skip it if I have planned the night before, but otherwise it's getting done every day. And then just getting straight into getting ready. I do a simple-ish makeup routine. Just make sure I have some sunscreen, and then I go in with some primer. And I use a Supergoop primer for extra sunscreen protection, or UV protection, should I say. Then I use concealer just to look more awake. And gotta set all of that as well with some powder. And then I will go in to do some eyebrows. And lastly, go in with some mascara. Oh, and then lastly, with some setting spray, of course, to set that all up. So when it comes to makeup routines at the workplace, I try to keep it very simple so that if I ever am too tired to put on makeup, they're not like, oh, who the fuck are you? Anyways, now as you guys can see, I am packing up my lunch plus my breakfast, which is again, I believe, the oatmeal. And then I also pack some other things with me for coffee, just things that the office doesn't have. So I pack my coffee cup with ice, some brown sugar simple syrup that I make, and then some cinnamon. And at work, I have my Nescafe Gold Espresso, and they provide oat milk, so I just make it at work. And now I am off to work. Thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the video. See you guys in the next one. Bye.